Thank you, everyone. My name is Omotayo Adeleke. I'm a software developer and a cloud DevOps enthusiast. And today I'll be speaking on AI in DevOps, rewriting, reskilling skills, and rewiring culture. So about a few months ago, my team walked up to me to ask me if AI could just fix our pipeline. Spoiler alert, it didn't. But what we learned after, changed our view on how we saw DevOps thereafter. So we all have stories of triumphs, about using AI, and of course, sub stories, 3 a.m. sub stories of what AI has done to us. So this is just to say that AI isn't magic. AI isn't just going to fix all our problems at all. AI models require more than just, being plugged in. They require quality data and continuous monitoring. And before now, the watchword in the industry is moving fast. Is move fast and break things. But with the introduction of AI, we have the luxury of velocity and stability. So while we move fast, we dare not break things. Yes, where the collaboration is important, our collaboration with AI tools. And so as the tech part is important, also the people part is also important. And now we see the emergence of core competencies, new roles, hybrid skills, talk about reading, model, telemetry, talk about prompt engineering. So how do we learn all these skills? How do we transfer these skills to our teams? I believe first things first, we should create an environment that encourages, learning these skills. And how do we do this? I believe setting guardrails and roadblocks. Guardrails are safety mechanisms that help guide behaviors. White gates are barriers for specific scenarios, so as to manage risk. And the journey isn't deployment. The journey is everything that leads us to that final click. And with AI, it could mean training data, it could mean model testing, validation, and all that, observability and deployment. So when things go wrong, considering all this, when things go wrong, what do we do? I believe a good delivery system and telemetry helps us to know what to do, either to roll back or to roll forward with a fix. And here's where it gets interesting. What we measure really matters, because I believe metrics determine good behaviors. Good metrics brings good behaviors on our teams, while bad metrics leads to bad behaviors on the team. That's why what we measure is quite important. So AI definitely has got its own challenges when we integrate them to our systems, especially in developing internal tools. That's why I also believe that baking in telemetry at the start of the process that is quite important. And to this, I'd also like to say that we ought to treat our AI models as services. We treat it as much as we treat our critical infrastructures. We care, and this is where I feel leadership comes into the fore. Leaders must be intentional about creating this environment, to pick up these skills, and they set the tone for ethics. They set the tone for everything we do, in order to be successful. We're using AI in our day-to-day activities. And how do we do this? I believe, and hypothesis, I believe the framework for using this is the one for build, measure, and learn. A shout out to Anna Foxwell for talking about this in one of our earlier talks. So form an hypothesis, test it, measure it, and as you do that, learn from it, and then pick it up from there. So I believe, this creating this kind of environment, community practitioners could emerge. That is community champions. That is people who have creeped, who have worked so that others could fly. That is people who could spread their skills, who could communicate, what they've learned, spread, and this is how we could also spread good practices, horizontally in our teams. So as we do this, it doesn't have to be something expansive, integrating AI into our internal tools. It doesn't have to be something expansive. We could start small. So as you start small, measure it, learn from it, and as you do that, you're successful. And so in closing, I also like to say that AI, the real advantage is in AI itself, but I believe the real advantage is people who effectively know how to use these skills in developing the internal tools. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Omotayo. Good one.